What's up, everybody? Welcome in for some more Hollow Knight. We're gonna keep going. And today, rather than explore for a little while, I kind of want to try the Path of Pain again for a bit. Let's try the Path of Pain for a while. And then, you know, we can decide where we want to go from there. But Path of Pain is what I'm feeling at this particular junction. Let's get down there, and then we're gonna switch our charms up to be, you know, particularly Path of Pain pilled and so on. And that is we want to go to the hidden station. I intended to go to bed like an hour ago, but I was engrossed in Vampire Crawlers, Billy. The demo. C-dash. And YouTube, to catch you up, before we started recording, we were discussing Beefy's hint from last time more, the whole, like, thin sauce thing. And I got no idea what he's talking about, basically. But I'm trying to think about it and figure out. There's some place I haven't been that we need to get to. That does seem important. Vampire Crawlers is already peaked. Can't wait for release. Let's go. Mino likes Crunch Stream, the kitty. Let's go. I'm stoked. All right, take me back downstairs. I also don't remember exactly where the Path of Pain was. Is there a bench around here? There it is. All right. Okay, let's change up our charms. So what are you? While focusing soul, you can move. That is sick, but we don't need you right now. What I do need is hive blood. And let's take off the compass. And that gets us there. Nice. He was only trying to tell you that you can't figure out how to make his sauce less thin. You just have to use less, thickening agents, you know? Shit, no! Like roux or whatever, right? That shit's thick as hell, right? I had oatmeal for breakfast this morning. That was thick as a bowl of oatmeal, literally. Agar? What's agar? Where the frick's this Path of Pain? Surely less thickening agents would make it even thinner. Yeah, don't we want it thin? I guess your hint did say the sauce is thin, too thin or something. You really want to know, or are you just talking? No, I'm just talking. Although, if you're talking about do you want to know about the roux thing, then yes. If you're talking about Billy's, or Beefy's hint, then no. You're talking about eating oatmeal with him right behind you. He knows it's different. That's food oatmeal, he's cat oatmeal. Oh yeah, and he also left the room. He got upset. I did find the Path of Pain, but I feel like it was behind one of these doors. I swear to God, I remember it, like, we went these ways, and it was, I thought, down one of these paths to the left. Getting the Path of Pain. Okay, yes, I do want to know how to get to Path of Pain, please. Yes. Explicit back night quest. Explicit backseat question. Catch you later, Billy. Thanks for hanging, buddy. Crunch, do you prefer food oatmeal or cat oatmeal? Food oatmeal by a country mile. Go up the main elevator. Okay, it is up here. That's... Oh, and then is it literally, like, right over here? No. But it's right around here. I found it before. Up one more room. Right here. Yes, there it is. Gotcha. Okay. We're here. If oatmeal steps in oatmeal, is it momentarily oatmeal? Yeah. I think so. How should we do a prediction around this? I feel like we should do a prediction. I don't know, like, what, like, the best way to do it, though, is. That was horse! A pretty good first run. I'm thinking of how we do this, because ideally, I'm going to use my hive blood somewhat intelligently and not die at all, so it's probably going to be about, like, time. Heal up. How many deaths? Yeah, I'm not going to be dying a lot, though. Because, yeah, we can infinitely heal our soul at this thing. Which I don't know if I discovered when I was here. I think I hit it. I don't think I realized it was infinite. But I saw Wash trying it, and he noted that it was infinite. Because he's smart. Fuck. Huge reminder, do not be impatient. If you die, you're back at the start. Yeah. Can't be overly impatient. We have a little soul. We can afford a little impatience at the start here. In this first room. But once we're into, you know, the meat and potatoes of it. I tried to hit down and failed. Okay. We're not going to get hit again in that time. That's going to be back before we're hit. Hit. Hey, what's up, the boys? Welcome in. Twitch channel still in the Vampire Crawler game. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, mods. If you don't mind updating that, please change us over to just Hollow Knight. 'Cause I'm TNT. I'm dynamite. There it is. What's from last time? It had something to do with the pips. Oh, yeah. That's a good prediction. And I think that was just if I lose the pips at all. Man. Game, way to go. Game, here's a spicy bit of lore for you to pat on the back. Wash, you finished Path of Pain? For real? I don't expect it to have a big reward for what it's worth, necessarily. I was hoping for at least, like, a bunch of Geo. Oh, man. Brady, you want an alt account with mod? You want a secret mod account? You want to be a secret undercover mod, Granny? I don't know. I do appreciate the offer to help requesting, like, with blocking spoilers and stuff. Alright, good. Ah, oh, damn. Wash, did you actually finish Path of Pain? I need to know. I already mod elsewhere. Please do not hand me responsibility. I won't, Deegan. If you do not want mod, I would never hand it to you. The mod's gonna test the fact that when I offer mod to people, I'm always like, please, if you don't want to do this, it's okay to not do this. I tried to swing down and I failed. Heal me like a fish. You want to see what mod UI looks like? A good question, actually. I don't know what mods. Do you watch on like a totally different view, or do you watch on like regular Twitch? I don't even know. I had to kiss his feet to get mod. Yeah. Sword Arts Discord. Nice. It's a different view? Gotcha. You too, I thought this was under NDA. Threat of punishment via Gizmo. Just wait. I'm not gonna one-cycle it. Ugh! Theoretically, too, at times like this, I could just wait for the next pip to come back. Kinda boring, but probably kinda smart. That's oh my god. Wonder what Amos and I were all built in. Yeah, you guys just got in at the start. You got in at the ground floor. IRL friend, buff. Crunch wash, yeah. Path of Pain, full of pain. Yeah, Path of Pain looks inside, full of pain. Me confused, shocked Pikachu face. I thought that little fucking cucumber slice was a Jesus Christ loving saw, brother. No! Why? Oh, they gave it to us! They gave it to us. Thought it'd be full of bread. Luck. Yeah, raw luck. Hit. What if it was a Buddha oven saw? Yeah, we can't do all that. Alright, pick me up and out this way. What about an oatmeal loving saw? Straight into the trash bin. That one I don't need to hesitate. Easiest game I've ever played in my life. Oatmeal catching strays. You literally asked a question provoking that response. You know of my disdain for him, Bird, and yet you invoked the hatred and then blamed me for its existence? I think you need to own up to your responsibility in this situation. It's called accountability, and it's a big part of being an adult. Whoop! Yes! Oh, let's go. Spoiler control officer, yeah. If that was a roll, that was a roll for sure. Alright. Turn oatmeal into a hobnob? A hobnob is not a real thing, Billy. You're thinking of a hobgoblin, okay? Buy a monster's manual or something. Educate yourself. Alright, we got this far before. Oh, man, Path of Pain kind of hard. Incredible. What is a hobnob? Can't ban or anything, can swat down messages like, whoa. Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder. Crunchpuff, I'm sorry, I don't know. This has got me in an aggressive headspace, man. I'm surrounded by saws. You sassy today? I'm sorry. Thank you for being here, chat. Yeah, it gets very tedious to be patient. It does. He plays and preaches about being an adult while we support his endeavors monetarily. I'm sorry! Thank you for being here! Chat, let me kiss your fucking toes! Chat, send me your toes in the P.O. box and I'll kiss them and mail them back to you. Chat, I swear to fuck, if you mail me your toes, I will kiss them. Alright? I'm not trying to act like I'm unappreciative, alright? I know I'm not owed any of this. I want you to know I'm grateful, alright? So go ahead. I'm gonna open a P.O. box when we move, mail me your toes, I'll kiss that shit and send it back. Need video proof of the act? We also need video proof of the toes being removed. You know what I mean? I'm not kissing anybody's toes, I'm kissing your toes. You get severed toes in the mailbox, please call the cops! What are the cops gonna do? They don't know shit about toes. You live without a toe or two? Some may have foot fetishes. I guess that's true. We have to be patient. They already have my toe prints. They're gonna trace me back with that. They're gonna trace me back with that. Call cops for your own sake. You don't need to be found with severed human toes. Well, I'm not gonna keep them. I'm mailing them back after I smooch them. As part of the agreement. We can't just keep going with bathwater, chat. The market has to move forward. We have to offer a new product. Hey, we did it. This is absolutely the type of game that, like, evokes, like, you know... what's the word I'm looking for here? Involuntary vocalization. Oh, jeez. The yumpage. Why? Non-Newtonian physics, you sure you meant? Who the hell's Newton? I thought that's the guy who makes the salad dressing. Ah! Or wait, that's Newman, isn't it? Is that Paul Newman? Is he the salad dressing guy, chat? Paul Newman's own salad dressing, right? That's Caesar. Yeah. That's why they named that monkey after him in that James Franco movie. Come on, my tits. All the chat about to be 9 to 8 toad ungulates. Dave Franco's brother. Yeah, sorry. I shouldn't have said his Christian name. He's lost the right to it. We gotta do something about that jump, man. Call me Caesar the way I'm dressing? That's funny. It's impossible. We must wait now, chat. Our life is actually on the line. All right, man. We just gotta wait. I am the waiting. I just gotta... I'm doing it wrong. Our window is when it's open, you have to dash across but not hit the wall and then jump. So we have to be dashing from further back. That's our problem. That's our problem, man. We gotta be dashing... Ah! We gotta be dashing from further back. That's the beef in our stew that's making it non-vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? And we have to have an entree that can appeal to a large, you know, variety of people. We have to appeal. Jesus. You're always dashing? Thank you, Beefy. I appreciate you. Today is my last day of 4 days off and I'm bummed to go back to work. Oh no, Deegan, that sucks. Well, I can't have every day off forever, truth. Spirit of Oat is making him talk about food. I'm drifting that way. It's a little early in the stream to be on to food talk. That requires a compilation of the Path of Pain groans. That would be funny. Sauce is food? I think sauce is food. I do think, though, if you just came out with it and were like, sauce is food, people would be like, but you can't eat a whole meal of just sauce and live. You would fucking die if you did that. So it's not food, okay? So yeah, Beefy, pretend I said that to you and now rebut. I only eat condiments like Tom Hanks in in The Terminal. Ah! Sauce is soup. Soup is food. Is soup a drink, though? What's up, Night Penguin, by the way? Can absolutely eat a whole meal consisting of a bowl of Alfredo sauce. Do you really eat Alfredo sauce straight to the dome, Casey? No shame whatsoever. That's just, like, ballsy. I don't know what I mean. Just for your even like I eat like a degenerate, and that feels like that would just destroy your fucking stomach. Oh, good call, Mira. Dude, I would. Alfredo is bomb. Agreed, but you know what I mean? Just like drinking it? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. You guys think you're all high and mighty, standing in your chairs. Like the opposite of lactose intolerant. It empowers me. When I drink milk, my bones fucking, they don't just get stronger, man. They get smarter. My fucking elbow joint did my goddamn SATs for me, man. You gotta drink more milk. Alright, keep us going. Stay up here to regen. Hit. I'm high and mighty. Let's go, Jay. Good call. Good call. How the hell are you? Alfredo is the Highlander of sauces. There can only be one. I don't know. I think Alfredo is bomb. It is one of my favorites. I do really like it, but I think it's off. It can be outclassed by, you know, just maybe a slightly more interesting sauce. And I know that's rich coming from me, genuinely, because I'm like the king of, you know, just the most basic ass 4-year-old fucking birthday party dinner. But you know, like some kind of thing that's got like a bunch of extra crap in it and like good actual flavors and like blackened shit and peppers and, you know, and whatever. It rinses Alfredo at the end of the day. It does. Alfredo is good, but Alfredo is very basic. Like doing work training videos? No, work training videos are the worst, Jay. Genuinely awful. Honey mustard sucks, Beefy, obviously. Maybe if you're getting unseasoned Alfredo like a chud. Casey, why do you think my options for sourcing Alfredo are any more pedestrian than yours? Please source or cite your Alfredo expertise. I would love to hear more about it. Can we get some qualifications to your ability to be a fucking saucier or whatever the fuck? Please sauce? Yeah. I'm like a library book that does not check out. The reading pacing of these videos makes me want to slam my head on my desk. Yeah, they're the worst. And especially, Jay, I imagine now yours are probably similar to the ones I have at work where they're like tracking shit to make sure you like watch the whole video so you can't like click to the end or stuff like that. They have lots of stuff to make sure you actually sit there and watch the whole thing. Awful. Sauce, I made it up. Aldi's sauce selection is fire. That's all I'm saying. I don't think we fuck with Aldi's up here. Oh! Part-time job is all those types of lessons. It sucks. It sucks. They're awful. They're so awful. I remember there was one that generated a decently funny inside joke at work a while back, where it was like an HR one about race discrimination and stuff. And the example they gave, because obviously that's important training, you know, but the way they do these trainings, just so it takes forever and it's drawn out. And this one, they had like videos and stuff. And they got to come up with an example of something very inappropriate in the workplace. But it has to be appropriate enough to be in a training video shown in the workplace. So in this one, the example they showed of mixing racial and sexual connotations negatively at work was a guy walked up to his Asian coworker and he gave her a gift, and it was a stuffed animal panda holding a little heart, and she was like, "Oh, okay, Jim, thanks for the gift." And he goes, "Oh, you know, 'cause you're my little panda." It was just the delivery and the look on her face. Obviously, if that happened IRL, horrible situation. But it was just so like, oh my god. And then it became a thing where a lot of people around the office, we were all calling each other our little pandas. Everybody was everybody else's little panda for a little bit. That was very funny. If you're weirdo aside, I hate pandas. Interesting. I like pandas. So glad I only have to do one safety training thing every year. I've done it so many times, I can just let all the vids play and then cross out the right answers. Some of them I do that these days, where I'll like let the video play and then just look at my phone. But some of them, they hide little trick shit in there to make sure you were paying attention. You know what I mean? It's like not quite like this, but they do the kind of shit that's like put a smiley face here if you read to the end of this question, you know? It's all about just making sure you actually watched the thing. They don't care about you absorbing the information. But making sure that the team that's running it can prove that everyone who did it did the thing. Great, you passed the test. What color with instructor shoes, literally? Pandas literally trying to go extinct and humans won't have it because they're cute. Yeah, I mean, well, It is weird. Most things have a biological imperative to, like, reproduce. Pandas are super lazy, though. I don't think, though. I think if they could understand the stakes, you know? I guess I really shouldn't speak for pandas. I don't know. I guess when I look at a panda in the eyes, I like to think that it would choose to live if given the option. You know what I mean? Yep. Just wait. That was actually a pretty fucking sick recovery, though. You also could just shoot through right there, by the way. There's literally a skip. Our videos are just to save our butts during state surveys. They couldn't care less. Yeah, exactly. Training where you have to talk to an AI on your phone that not only analyzes your answers, but how you speak completely. Jesus, that's dystopian as fuck, Nightlife. That's dystopian as fuck. I've been working for the same company for 8, going on 9 years now. When I applied, that was before people started doing, like, the video interview shit. I've heard that that's now abound. I've heard that that's now abound, where they're like, submit a video of yourself in addition to your resume and all this stuff. And, you know, tell us why you'd be a great fit for this fast-paced, dynamic team. And that shit literally makes me want to eat a, shotgun slug for dinner. Like, that's insane. Doing a little sex drive and intentionally eat food that is incredibly low in calories. Well, maybe they just like munching. Have you never wanted to volume eat before, Casey? Volume eating is pog. What's up, Ghostly Gamer? Got to the Teacher's Archives twice without Isma's tier in my first playthrough. How'd you do it? Wait, did I do that? Or did I not do that? I didn't get the tier till late. Volume eating? Yeah, the idea of volume eating is like choosing to eat less calorically dense food so you get to eat more of it and for longer. Like, rather than eating a scoop of ice cream, choosing to eat several handfuls of veggie straws or something. Some kind of salty snack that is not good, but... Crystal Heart, gotcha. Speaking of which... Too high. Not gonna lie, that sounds kind of lame, IMO. Really? Eat gum, then? I'm surprised y'all have never felt this before. Wow. Kind of like what, like, popcorn states that? Like, popcorn at the movies? Popcorn at the movies is kind of a... Leah got me a pretzel, by the way. Popcorn at the movies is kind of a volume eating situation, you know? Whole bag of celery sticks. Satisfaction of taste and the satisfaction of fullness. Yeah, you eventually get kind of full from it. I always get pretzel bites? Alright, well, yeah, maybe you're just a Giga Chad, Casey. You're just cooler and stronger than all of us. Yeah, I definitely enjoy volume eating, and it's a problem, you know? I love opening up a bag of chips and eating the whole thing, you know? Oh, who could I have it? I actually do like carrots. If we could suspend my joke about never eating any vegetables, I really like baby carrots. Little mail across the street from the theater, I smell that awesome popcorn every day. It smells amazing. It is, like, kind of shitty, though. Movie theater popcorn's, like, kind of shitty. Pretzel bites over pandas? I like pandas, but I guess I agree with you. I would rather have pretzel bites in my life than pandas. I see pandas, like, once a decade. Carrot, best raw vegetable? I actually might agree with you, Beefy, genuinely. Thank you. Baby carrots are just shaved down regular carrots. That may be true, but there's something different in their spirit, man. Not everything is measurable. You know what I mean? I think we're too reliant on metrics these days. Sometimes things are about vibes. Science is good, but the entire world isn't math. Only some things are math. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also like, the more I say that, the more I'm half memeing, but I'm kind of serious too. We kind of ruin shit by measuring everything. That's why we have, like, you know, Netflix optimized shows and TikTok brain rot. Yeah, we're pathing our pain off. All right. Ugh. The outer skin that's got a sour flavor, and since that doesn't exist on baby carrots, they taste better. Oh, okay, so science does explain that one. I'd trade the entire panda population for a single pretzel bite. Conservationists everywhere cringe. You fuck with the little baby corns? Yeah, I like the little baby corns. I like the little baby corns. They often come in, like, Chinese food, you know? I assume that's what you mean, right? Those little guys? Tit! Nice. Alright, we're right back here. You despise baby corn? Why, Beefy? It beats you up? Yes, we did it! Couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it. Salad bars. Yeah, salads are kind of volume eating, chat. Back on the topic of volume eating, salads are kind of volume eating, you know? Oh, right, I can't just go back for health. You're like, I want to eat very few calories in this meal, but I still want it to be like a big meal with a lot of stuff. You know? This normal White Palace? No, no, this is Path of Pain. Want a big meal? I eat a whole pizza? Well, what if you don't want a lot of calories? What if you don't want a lot of calories? I need calories. I'm skinny as fuck. All right, well, so you're the type that doesn't have this problem. I love a big salad, not in the winter, though. Interesting. Want a goddamn salad? A lot of people when I was younger had it, so you had to eat many baby corns. Interesting. I'm reasonably confident that if pandas went extinct tomorrow, nothing in my day-to-day life would be affected. 100%, G. I agree with you beyond a shadow of a doubt there. Because frankly, there aren't enough pandas in existence right now to have a large ecological impact, right? There's the whole thing about how everyone will be like, mosquitoes fucking suck. Why don't we get rid of all mosquitoes? And then people are like, well, actually, they're fed on by all these things. Anyway, whatever, you know? Pandas, that cannot be true. There's like 40 pandas in the world, bro. That cannot be true. You know? The price of bamboo would plummet. Pandas are single-handedly keeping the bamboo market alive. Yeah, where no one's thinking of big bamboo. No one, when we talk about panda extinction, literally nobody is thinking of big bamboo. Fuck. Mosquitoes are better than pandas because they actually feed bat populations. Pandas are completely worthless. Panda Express will be a misnomer, yeah. It's so hard to hang there, but I want to get like a good feel for the time. There's roughly 2,600 pandas on the planet. Yeah, honestly, if we're talking like planet scale, that may as well be like fucking 40, right? Genuinely. Big bamboo, they don't want you to know. No, 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 they want you to keep your hands out of the bamboo panda pot. Cookie from Nightlife? Nightlife, I want you to shove that cookie in my throat. Huge. Okay. Whew. Raw, no context cookie down the gullet. Yeah, I'm willing to take it from Nightlife here. Second half of this, you have to down slash off the saw blade, then dash to the wall. Hey, I already did it. I already did it. Jack Black thinks he's got the panda market cornered, but little does he know. Alright, so they're insinuating a yump here. Whoops. That was not the answer. I'm gonna read Panda that's ever lived combined. Deegan, thank you so much. I do really like Kung Fu Panda, though. Kung Fu Panda's fun, man. And that sequence in Kung Fu Panda of, like, the big bad guy, he's like a tiger or something, or like a big panther or whatever. Him, like, breaking out of the jail, it's awesome. It's genuinely awesome. Why? Okay. Yeah, the first one's villain was sick. I never saw Kung Fu Panda 4. I saw 2. I remember 2. Yeah, he's a snow leopard. Yeah, Casey, of course you know. People compare you to him daily. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like, oh shit, you remember the villain from Kung Fu Panda? You have his energy. Ben Stiller in the panda suit is also very funny. I love Tropic Thunder. That's a funny movie. The fucking fake trailers at the beginning. DreamWorks animators can make even the worthless, garbage, irredeemable panda look okay with Jack Black's help. Deegan, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't agree with the panda take, but I love that you have it. It's the kind of staunch, nonsensical take that just adds a certain right flavor to a person for me. You know what I'm saying? I love that take for you, brother. I don't agree with it. I'm happy to argue with you about it forever. I like pandas. I think we should keep pandas. Who are we to say whether or not pandas should go extinct? I guess if they... Man. It's perfectly sensible. It's very utilitarian and cold, Deegan. You were like, they have no value. They don't pay my taxes. Pandas aren't making sure that my kids go through school correctly. If the panda's not providing value, then we should put it into the meat grinder. Let Big Bamboo fall. You know what I'm saying? And, like, the people working at Big Bamboo have jobs, bro. We gotta think about things. It's not so black and white. We started on my taxes. Every time I look at a fucking panda at the zoo, all I can think in my head is that motherfucker's never paid taxes in his life. Sitting there eating bamboo, doesn't know what a W-2 is. They're pandas, they are black and white! They are black and white! Oh my god. Happy to be the anti-panda guy? Yeah, no, stand on that pedestal. It's good, it's good. That's a running platform right there. It's insane. I thought it was intentional. It wasn't, but we'll cut it in the clip to make it look like it was, that's for sure. History is what you make of it, baby. Pandas are great in murals and meat pies. So you like them in murals. That exposes an interesting wrinkle to your argument here. So that means you do find them to be, like, you know, visually cute and cool and stuff, and, you know, regal maybe, and symbolic of something good. But you just don't think they, like, you know, deserve to, like, breathe air and stuff. Is that about the cut of your jib? Took me all the way back down here? In murals. Murals and meat pies. You've never had a fucking panda meat pie. That sentence is phrased as if, you know, you have experience with this. You've steeped your stew in the panda's heart. Frankly, I call bullshit. I value art for others' appreciation, but I'm not hanging the panda in my house. Sure, but without the existence of the panda, the inspiration for that art wouldn't have existed. You know what I mean? There's something for just preservation of the world. Pandas become more valuable as an extinct legend? That's true. Guys, you think Deegan has like 6 pandas in his basement and he's trying to drive up the price? Like somebody that buys a bunch of rare magic cards and then burns them so that the one they have is worth more? This chat is under pandemonium. Hysterical. Said earlier, I'd value them more if I could eat them. Want a pet panda? I'd call her Pandy Moore. There's an apartment, no basement. Checkmate. The building doesn't have a basement that you don't have access to? I live in an apartment too, but there's a communal basement down here. Man. Oh, you live in the Pacific Northwest, right? Do y'all do basements there? We fuck with basements heavy in the Northeast, but they're not in every part of the country, genuinely. First of all, reading, I don't get what's the thing about pandas being black and white. Can you help my French-speaking brain? I said an argument was not black and white, Sister of the Sea, meaning it was not like a one or the other, a distinct yes versus no choice, a binary. But it also was wordplay because pandas are black and white. So the situation, in a way, is black and white because we're talking about pandas. But not in the way which I'm implying. Ugh! Mina would eat my pandas. They're out there. They are out here. Nice. I'm Californian and we do not really do basements. Gotcha, yeah. Virginia, where Leah's from, they don't have a lot of basements either. I know, generally just in the South where it's like marshier, they don't do as many basements. You do have red pandas. True, red pandas are fucking adorable. Ugh. I wonder, I do feel like I can think of a few people who love pandas. You know what I mean? Like, not in like obsessive ways, but you know, kind of like there's people where it's like, oh yeah, that person really likes wolves, or that person likes this. Not in a like, I'm obsessed with it, but just they might like use it as part of their name, like Road Wolf or something. You know, that kind of deal. I know a couple pandas. I know a couple people with panda in their screen name. I feel like pandas are probably one of the more liked animals by population. Right? By population. I feel like for how few pandas there are many fans. For how many wolves there are probably fewer fans. There's, you know, 10 fans for each wolf versus 500 fans for each penguin. Do you get what I'm saying? Can we just, like, skip all this? That was awesome. Let's go. Probably more furries that claim to be pandas than actual pandas in the wild. Yeah, we did. Shiroy said it was like 2,600 pandas in the wild. Panda Alfredo sauce and give it to me without the noodles. I just want to drink it. Basements are on the rare side in the PNW. That's interesting. I also like to overdo my panda hate. It's mostly panda dislike when other conservation efforts would yield results that impact entire ecosystems for less money. Very fair. Pandas aren't my real problem. Believe it or not, the pandas are not out to get me. That was a PB, by the way, chat. That was a panda butter. That probably opened this. Yes, sir. Oh. Panda Express is the real problem these days. I haven't been to a Panda Express in a long time, genuinely. There was one at the mall downtown at the Prudential Center in Boston that I went to a few times in college. That was like my only real exposure with Panda Express. It was good, though. I mean, you know. The chanting, I know the music's stepping up. Red pandas are called pandas because they also have bamboo be 95% of their diet. That's interesting. Oh. I never knew that. I did know that they were like, you know, actually pretty different animals. A red panda is closer to like a raccoon, and a panda is like a bear, kind of. Mina likes it better when you don't die. Easier to keep track of your character. Yeah, the little white bobbing head. A lot of these, you gotta just not overthink it. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. I think I was supposed to go over to the left, maybe? Are they marsupials? Pandas? Are pandas marsupials? I don't know. I thought they are like bears. There it is. Oh! Red pandas are genetically close to bears, but are their own thing. Okay. They're a completely solo thing. Interesting. Red pandas are going extinct, and there are roughly the same amount of them as there are pandas. Interesting. 4 red pandas. Pandas are a stain on evolution. Pandaria expansion. This was what World of Warcraft was trying to bring back around. I do think it was crazy that they put out pandas. Like, they got a lot of hate for that, and I kind of get why. Pandaria is actually, I didn't play it at the time, but I've gone back through the expansion later on, and it has like fun zones and stuff. Yeah, it's very pretty. It's got like cool dungeons. There's that dungeon I remember that's like in a brewery, which is like a fun and like kind of different flavor, you know, for a WoW dungeon. Because they had that like brewmaster tank spec on Monk. Ugh. But just seemed crazy. I guess to some degree, Mistweaver monks are very fun in PvP. Let's go. I feel like to some degree they were probably just capitalizing largely on a Chinese audience, right? Yeah, don't go that way. Mistweaver monks were the only redeeming factor of Mr. Pandaria. These saws remind me of Noida. Beefy, have you done the Path of Pain? I feel like you probably told me before, but alas. Here I am once again. You can definitely poke through here and just grab the saw. Shit. Oh, gotcha. And the Purdy zones. I didn't know half this shit existed. Yeah, once again, I love Hollow Knight. It does hide maybe 1 or 2 things more than it needs to behind hidden walls. This honestly hasn't been that bad, though. They've been giving me plenty of heals, like, all over the place, where I could be a little reckless with my hive blood, and it's not really the end of the world. Got out here inventing pandas so the monkeys can name a business after them. We will need fast food Chinese food, and there will need to be a name. Elf pilled at A, I'm playing an elf in Sunhaven. B, I have at least 10 high elves in your Elder Scrolls castle. Leah is very elf pilled, chat. You got those like metal elf ears at King Richard's Fair. Ugh. Almost Follow Knight. I have watched several hundred hours of HK content. Let's go. Nice. Oh! I should have just gone right over. I was waiting to bounce on it. Crazy style. Huge. Okay. Just relax. I think you do want to, like, bounce there. Crunched. Brand moment. Ah. That was kind of slick, dude. Oh! Crunched right in the puffs, genuinely. Chat, we gotta go back to playing Vampire Crawlers. That game was easy. Lurk for a bit, make a cup and a snacky? Hell yeah, Mira. Thank you for the lurk. Hi! Alright, I gotta die a little bit if we want to make some progress here. Prediction for when he goes back to the vampire demo. No, we need to leave that for release. We got enough shit to play. I can wait. I'm stoked enough to know that that's an amazing game, or seems like it's gonna be an amazing game that will be coming out. Mina walked away? Fuck. Take from that what you will. Every hit hurts so bad. There is a way to do that intelligently. Try to get that bounce down, the crazy style. Nah, not worth. Still very kitten personality? Yeah. Stay that way for a bit. Leah did just remind me, she said, speaking of kittens, it's almost Gizmo's birthday. She's turning 4, chat, on Saturday. Oh! Big deal. When you get done with this, go to YouTube and find a speed run of it. I'm sure it's crazy. Ooh! Love her. She's the cutest and sweetest little hunter. A ferocious little hunter. I feel like the entire speed runs of Hollow Knight must be crazy to watch, you know? Because I'm sure you can just any percent the game very fast, but even full completion runs are probably pretty quick. There's a short clip of this with the noises titled "The Groans of Pain Would Kill." That is true. That is true, Dr. Squirrels. Maybe we'll go through and do that. Here, I'll mark it right here for the idea. Go through for the Groans of Pain short. The low percent speed run? Isn't that the same as any percent? How long are the game request durations? 3 hours. I'll play the game for at least 3 hours. Sometimes we go a little over that, depending on the day and the game and stuff, but it is at least 3 hours is what a game request gets you. ACAP, all cats are perfect. Let's die! Beating the game with as few game completions as possible, which uses very many time-consuming skips. Oh, interesting. I see. Like 40 hours? What? That's crazy. That does seem painful. Could you see yourself playing a game request and making it to a regular game if it clicked? Definitely, but it's rare, Deegan. It's rare, to be totally fair. Like, Terraria was a game request. The first time that Terraria came around, that was a game request. And in all honesty, part of the reason that it did that well is because the VOD did super, super well. You die or orgasm? I died. So, yeah, most of the vast majority of the time it does not become a regular thing, but sometimes it can. It did with Terraria, and, you know, what was I going to say? Deltarune has basically been solidified that it's going to happen through requests, but that's just by the sheer willpower of chat. I have not played any more Shattered Pixel Dungeon off camera, though when I was looking through my games the other day, like cataloging them in the tracker, cataloging in the tracker, I thought of Shattered Pixel Dungeon. I was like, that game was fun as hell, and a lot of people talked about how it's good on mobile, so I gotta get that on my phone as well. Oh, man. Core Keeper stayed for a while. Yeah. True. That wasn't like a bona fide game request, though, Sister of the Sea. That was like, I'm going to play this one, right? I think, at least. If I was to request the same game, could I get 5 streams? Wait, why would it be? It would be 3 streams, then. Hit! Shout out Hex. Core Keeper is a vibe. No, Sister of the Sea was the Core Keeper progenitor, not Hex. Oh, the shout out Hex was about the game log, she said behind me. Like a 3 for 5 special? No. Unfortunately not, no. Core Keeper's had some rather large updates. I liked playing Core Keeper. I liked playing Core Keeper. In total honesty, chat, I tried to give Core Keeper a full playthrough, and it really did not do well numbers-wise on either end. So, after a while, we played it for quite a while. I put a bunch of hours into Core Keeper. We did something like, you know, 15, 20 episodes. And I just felt like, you know, we wanted to open up room on the schedule for some other stuff, and that felt like the best point for it. You're scrongling my grongle. I'm so curious what the game is, Deegan. And trust me, I get it. And I say all the time, with a lot of these requests, I really do like them, and I would play the rest of the game if I could just, like, choose to, you know? But our time's so limited. Economies of scale in this economy. Wall stalling better? Sure, Granny, go ahead. How do you feel about horror games? I like them, Nightlife. We've done a couple horror... We've actually done a bunch of horror games as requests, specifically. I like horror games. They're not really what I like tend to, but I enjoy playing them. They're fun requests. That's very much so the exact type of game that I'll probably almost never put on the schedule myself. So requesting them is a good way to see them if you like that kind of content, because I do enjoy it. I like playing them. Rapidly pressing the C dash button. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. You love horror movies, too. Yeah, 100%. That's good to know, Grady. Thank you. You see that stall? That was sick, man. I adjusted. I knew we weren't going to make it, and I adjusted. Oh, and if I had stalled on the wall there with the C-dash, I don't think I would have hit that one. Oh. How long is your list? Oh, you mean list? You mean list? Yeah. The list of redeems? Like game wrecks? It's not that long. We have we have Graveyard Keeper on Saturday, and then Deltarune again next week, and that's it for requests right now. I think, unless I missed one. Is that another game I want to keep to myself for the time being? Could change my mind? Okay, yeah, no worries. No! Oh, man. But yeah, the request list is not long, and once again, the main docket games are pretty much decided at this point for I want to play Celeste next, and then after that is probably going to be another Terraria playthrough of some kind. Maybe not a full-ass playthrough because we can't do Calamity yet because of, like, Tmod Loader and stuff. Would you play a game if you know it's a troll? It depends on the type of troll. If it's just, like, a wacky fucking game, then, like, yeah, probably for request I'd play it. If it's, like, you know, like Gooner shit or something kind of troll, then no. A request a game, could it be in a weekend stream day? I'd be sad if I missed it at work. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Usually I try to do... Most weeks I try to do the requests on Saturday. If we can't do it on Saturday, we'll do it during a day of the week. But Deegan, if, like, certain days work for you, you can absolutely dictate when that is. Will be the first game in our new house, Tokidoki Literature Club. The 17K? Yeah, you got a while then. Unless you bet Belief, then you'll be there in no time. As believers get paid around here. Oh, that was almost slick. Speaking of Terraria, I recently embarked on a particularly masochistic challenge run. Tell me. Dirk, dude, I fucking love this Vampire Survivors game. I know, right? That demo was sick. Dirk, I wanted to play more, but I've decided, like, alright, I'm sold. I'll wait. When it comes out, I'll cover the full game, you know? That believer I don't bet? Alright, well, you'll be there in no time, then. Believers. But yeah, Dirk, it's fun, right? Lost all my points for being a believer. All of them? Could be a problem. When would you want to post the vid for that game? I mean, Bird, honestly, like ideal would be like Thursday. I know that's like a super crunch though, so if you can't do that, that's okay. I'm not asking you to, like, you know, go sicko mode on it. But I feel like that is how we kind of, like, get out, you know, we get out in front of it. This week. It was less than an hour of footage. I'll get it to you tonight. I'm happy to help. Also, if we need to do that or whatever, we can figure it out. I went all out and then you washed. Damn, I suck. Lost my points being a doubter. I won. Reached 100k to immediately spend it on Deltarune. Let's go. Got you. Let's go, Bird. Boulders Only Master Mode, and I currently beat Eye of Cthulhu. What does Boulders Only mean? I know the boulder is, like, the boulder shit is part of the update, but I haven't, like, looked into that much of what it actually is. Can only deal damage with boulders? What the fuck? Do you, like, throw them? I place them and then activate them with my pickaxe. That's crazy. And you beat the Eye of Cthulhu like that? So here, yup. Use the grainy tech. Drain the grain. They know what they're talking about it when it comes to Hollow Knight. Drain the grain? Yup. Can I land there? No! What's the High Alchemist VOD today, Puff? Oh, hell yeah, Deegan. How'd you like it? New roller fall. That's insane. Currently mainly just use regular stone boulders. They're, like, pretty big, though, right? They're kind of like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 blocks tall, 2 or 3 blocks wide. Oh, man. Love it. Pay me a visit every run I can. Hell yeah. Let's go. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Had a very fun Noita run today. Tell me about it. It was great. Jack and suck it up. Let's go. They are a 2x2 tile block and damage box. Okay. Can you not ride the saws with the downward bounce? No, they move too quickly. They move too quickly up, Shiroi. So you can kind of go like across them, but you can't just ride them vertically up. If I do a game request, can I request you play with a specific mod? Yeah, for sure. We did that for Starbound. We played Starbound with the Frackin' Universe mod. Right here. I beeped it! I beeped it! I'm giving you on streamer? We should, Leah. Why not? She's got the urge to stream now, chat. It's going to be even better, too, once we move and have a better setup for it. Plus, we should actually get a second mic and everything. Ended up taking homing and glass cannon for fun. Oh, baby. You ever played The Lion King from 94? No, I have in Nightlife. Of course, I've heard of, you know, the trials and tribulations that it is to beat, like, that one level or whatever. Oh, I do think that's how you're supposed to do that. Oh, man. Fun. Favorite part of Sunday stream is you get to experience reduced timer small telly. That was fun. It's done by buying thousands of furnaces from the merchant in a jungle and then shimmer, decraft them into multiple stacks of 9999 stone to craft boulders. That's crazy. You got explosion immunity, and let's just say the jungle no longer exists. That's sick, BP. Explosion immunity, fire immunity, glass cannon nuke would be very fun. Oh! I wish there were 2 tiers of cookie prompt. What would the next tier for the cookie prompt be? Yes. I just needed to see there you needed to bounce the saw at the top. Straight up backseating versus vague hint. Yeah. I guess we want to try to, like, cut down on, like, the straight up backseating, though, you know? I did have someone in the YouTube comments the other day ask if I would allow more survivability tips. So that's one thing that the people want. Try not to cookie. Beaver was right about me. Well, yeah, you don't cookie about Noida now either. Definitely wait till we're playing Noida for that. You know what I mean? All Noida discoveries, I want to be in Noida videos. I know we're yapping a little about it now, but... We do technically have 2 different cookie emotes. There's a follower one and there's a sub one. Filter what kind of cookie you're gonna receive. And yeah, like Mira said, you can kind of give the context. Where do I go? Man, I needed to go over to the right. I needed to go over to the right. A yellow cookie for backseating or a blue cookie for vague hint. Yeah, I think it's just... I feel like it's... Maybe we could do something like that, but a lot of the time that's kind of clarified in the little blurb you give, you know? Yeah, the cave hole. That tech is super helpful, Granny. You don't hide nothing from me, Hollow Knight. Nothing. All right. I see the error of my ways. True cure. Hey, we made progress, chat. That's progress. Oh man, I never recall the path of salvation. I know I'm going non-verbal here, chat, but I need to. That timing is fucking tight. Why is fishing in games so good? Fishing is great. I've never played Sea of Thieves. That would be fun at some point to try. I know a lot of people play Sea of Thieves really heavily. Lock in, do you need to do? Yeah. Fill up on the Slurpees. Oh, that's so tight, that little timing. I love it. He played Sea of Thieves, that won't be my rec. Gotcha. Sea of Thieves is fun, but you really need a party? Yeah, that's when I would probably, like, bring the boys in for, you know? My rec is different if I can get you to play with me. I think in general I've liked to avoid the rec being, like, and you'll play with me as a part of it, because I think that just opens up a whole nother can of worms. Not that I don't trust y'all, but I think you can understand. We do play games with chat sometimes. I just don't want that to be baked into, like, I don't know, part of the request or something, I guess. If that makes sense. Fuck! Exactly as much. Yeah, it's just... You'll kiss our toes but not play a game with us? Yeah, I'll kiss your toes after you cut them off and mailed them to me in my P.O. box. Which is going to be in New Mexico. Well, I live in Massachusetts. But yeah, frankly, it's always the too many games problem, because we try a lot of different stuff. People want us to try a lot of different stuff. And frankly, when it comes to video games, I'm not super picky. I like a lot of games. I like games to be good, don't get me wrong, but chat has good taste. Most of the games y'all are requesting are good games. And I play them at the request, and I do want to play more, you know? And it's just tough. I wish I could play more. I think it'd be cool to make that kind of concept into a video, like Terraria with chat. Can we beat the game on Master Mode with X-Only weapon class? Yeah, we could do something like that for sure. That would be fun. A very like YouTube-pilled idea that's also like a fun event stream for chat. Hey, we'll catch you later, Goater. Go to sleep as I've been up for like 30 hours. Get some sleep, buddy. We'll catch you later. My rec is a more single-player experience. Yeah, that's fair. Build your town. Yeah, Bird, that could be fun. I do like, I don't want to just, I've always said that I'm like resistant to go full YouTube pilled, you know, but I think some one-off stuff like that is fun. That way it's not like unbearable to make, yeah. Chat, actual backseat question, how deep into the Path of Pain are we right now? How deep into the Path of Pain are we? I'm gonna take a second. Actual backseat question, give me a rough percentage. Anybody who knows. Because we're moving. I feel confident that we just stick at it. We can get through this. Yeah, in before 10%, right, Shiroy? Just from one attempt, I'll tell you. That means that we're like at the end. Kind of spicy. Think I know the room, but I want to see it. That's tricky. Why would I not just C-dash here? Pen Stiller. That one's funny. I haven't heard that, Deegan. Pen Stiller. That's a good one. Fucking yoink. To impale yourself, of course. Yeah, that's why that's there. You're right, Mirror. The music did intensify. Figured how far you were once you're done with Path of... Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, the Benjamin Franklin's a classic. I love that one, Casey. I do love that one. But you're late to the game with it, unfortunately. You make a slightly easier start. Mists of Pandaria. That's fun. I'm at home, workday's over. I'm drowning in the mists of Pandaria. Yep. Little Penis Hoffman. That's a good one. And it's a little bit like Penis, which is hilarious, obviously. You're in the home stretch, but suffering still to come? Okay. Any a Benjamin Button, yeah. Taking another hit. Satan is hitting the pentagram. Use cards primarily, so we got a lot. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not too big into cards these days. We sometimes. Leah likes having a Benjamin around. These puns are pens. Oh. I do wonder if we're gonna get jack shit for this. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. It might be truly nothing. Wash earlier came in and implied that he did it. But then I was like, did you really do it? And he disappeared into the shadows. So... I don't know, man. You legit and not from the street or homegrown. Penn and Teller is good value around these parts. Penn and Teller. Wait, what do you mean by that, Shiroi? I feel like I misunderstand that. I'm misunderstanding that. Saw a tweet that said I lost 4 carts in a pack of camels in the comments comparing it to a settler caravan. Like when you break your fucking axle. What's it, the Oregon Trail? Billy Bong Thornton or Wesley Pipes. Those are good too. Wesley Pipes, famous tax evader. And voted against weed with absolutely brain dead reasons. That sucks, Shiroi. That's stupid. God, that late so hard. Call me Benjamin Button. Yes, the curious case. Billy Bong Thornton. Billy Bob Thornton, one of those actors that you look at him and you just know that guy's a piece of shit. I don't even know if he's particularly canceled, but he probably is. At least somehow. You know what I mean? He's a good actor, though. Like, I like Billy Bob Thornton in movies. He's great in, like, you know, Fargo Season 1. There's some good Billy Bob Thornton stuff out there, don't get me wrong. You take one look at that motherfucker and you're like, you're a mean person. They treat it like it's heroin and praise the king alcohol. That shit's so annoying, Shiroi. And you know what is even more annoying about it is they're probably looking at the decline of the American alcohol industry and being like, see? We can't do it or all the kids will be smoking reefer. Which ultimately, you know, smoking reefer's got its problems, but it causes a lot less car crashes. I think he got canceled so far back, I forgot he got canceled. Yeah, right, Drew? That's what I'm saying, like... He's now come back around to the people have forgotten phase. They're trying to now... Weed has been legal here since, like, 2016? So, like, genuinely a while now? And they are trying to... What the fuck? They're trying to get rid of it again now because of, like, alcohol lobbies and conservative shit. Oh, did I hit you? I was too high. Not a problem I run into often. I gotta time that better. Alright. They absolutely ignore legalizing it. It's gone in other parts of the world. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. They're trying to, once again, to, you know, criminalize it or whatever here. They're putting it on ballots and stuff. But it is kind of hard for them to gain traction because it is generating a shitload of tax revenue. Remember that one time with the edibles? Oh, yeah, I did get high I got too high one time in Virginia. We were visiting Leah's family. And we had gone into Richmond for the day, and we saw just like a local place that was not like a full dispensary, but had a sign out front being like, we sell THC inside. And I was like, fuck it, let's go. And we went in, and I bought a thing of gummies, and I ate a couple of them while Leah and I were like out and about, like walking around the town, like, you know, sightseeing a little bit and like getting coffees and stuff. And felt like a little buzz, but like not much at all. So I was like, okay, they're pretty light, but like that's fine. You know, that's what I was looking for here. And then we went back to her sister's place, and we were kind of put up, and they have this like finished area above their garage. It's kind of like a little apartment they rent out as an Airbnb. They were letting us stay in that. So we were thankfully at least in a totally private space. But Leah and I, we like watched a movie, and like, you know, I think we like had a couple glasses of wine. I ate a couple more of those edibles, just being like, it'll be a nice chill experience. And it was. At first, I wasn't even really noticing anything. We watched the movie, we had some wine, we were chilling. Leah fell asleep. We decided to go to bed, and we were laying in bed, and Leah was asleep, and I was looking at my phone, and then all of a sudden, man, I don't know what happened. It was just like the classic delayed reaction edibles thing. I was just sent to the fucking moon. And I'm like, I have been a daily pot smoker for like 10 years. So I'm like, I'm not trying to say that as any badge of honor at all. I'm not trying to say it as any badge of honor at all, but just that, like, this experience has not happened to me in a long, long time. Where I was laying in bed, like, holding on to the sheets. Otherwise, I was afraid I might float up into space and never come back. You know, it was like, and I was laying there. I do remember that I specifically had to get some songs down for our upcoming emo night. And there was a part I had like messed up in practice, and it was just playing non-stop in my head. And I came out the other side of that experience knowing it perfectly. It's Hands Down by Dashboard Confessional. I'll never forget a word of it again. But yeah, I got sent to the absolute moon. My guess is that these edibles, they were made with like the right... They were made with, like, let's say 10 milligrams of THC or something, but most of it, like 3 of the edibles had 1 milligram of THC or something, and then the last one had 10. But it was more than that, because 10 milligrams is baby stuff. Hardwired it right to the dome, literally. But yeah, that was the highest I've been, like, in such a long time, and probably will be in such a long time, because I think it was more like 50 to 75 milligrams or something. But I'm guessing I got all of it in like one hit that was like delayed too. Oh man. That was one of those times though where despite how fucked up I was, like thankfully, anytime in my life when I've been too fucked up, like tripping or something like that, I've always been able to maintain just enough of my faculties to where I can remember like, you did this, you took a drug, it will wear off in time, you'll be okay. I've never gotten to that point of like purely being like, oh no, I don't know what I'm gonna do, you know? Which is good. I feel like, honestly, I think I have gotten to that point with drinking. Easily. You know what I mean? Drinking takes me far more entirely out of my faculties, which I think is funny. Like, both, you know, inebriate you and can make you unable to do some basic things. But I feel like drinking, sometimes you lose that awareness of I'm only doing this because I'm drunk. And generally when, at least me personally, when I'm high, I know that I'm doing it because I'm high. But everyone reacts to all this shit different. God, tit. Most edibles, the amount of THC is the minimum and more of a suggestion since it's rather hard to make them even. At least that's what I've seen in the deep dives. Yeah, and I feel like this place, once again, it wasn't like... They didn't have full-on dispensaries in Virginia at this point and stuff. So I think I just got some, like, you know, basically lower-grade stuff that was made pretty crappily and had a very, very uneven balance of the THC. Hit! Honestly, that strat's not working. We can just go up and over easy enough. No, maybe we can't. God damn it. Nice. Oh! Baked an ounce into 4 sugar cookies? Holy nightlife. That must have been pretty significant. Although, I wonder... I guess I don't really know also how that shit condenses down. I know you have to, like, you know... get it into butter and stuff, and there's like a whole process. I've never cared enough to get into it. I have eaten edibles. I care not for the creation of them. Cooking it into oil, strain out the ash, and then put the oil into whatever you're baking. God damn it. Be a cool job making edibles? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it just becomes like a factory job, basically. You're not getting to do any real stuff. You're just like pushing buttons on machines that automate amounts. You know what I mean? The THC industry is fucking huge in America. Ah! Yeah, beep, bop, boop. And thankfully, ChatGPT will do those jobs soon so that we won't have any money. Aw, man. I'm being the guy to push the weed button. Hey, it's weed o'clock, boys. They got clocks in there that are always at 420. You've made a bunch of times, Shiroy? Yeah, some people are into it. I think Nemo's done it once or twice. I don't know why. I'm just, like, not interested. You know? ChatGPT will start putting 53 grams of THC in a single Skittle, and then they'll be like, why can't the kids read? Martha, the kids aren't reading. Up the THC. We need more Chromebooks, and we need more edibles in school lunchrooms. This is pretty tough, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. You never had a meal plan for high school or college. We did have meal plans in high school. You had to bring cash. You had to bring cash. It was $2.50. $2.50 for school lunch. $5 if you wanted to buy double, which I did sometimes because I was fat as fuck, baby. Oh! On the good days, when it was like spicy chicken burgers or mac and cheese or something, I'd get double lunch. And eat like a fucking king. One fresh every morning. My mom could not be bothered to make lunches. My mom could not be bothered to make lunches. And we didn't really get, like, super explicit lunch money. We never had, like, super explicit allowances or lunch money, but, like, we could, like, ask for a little bit of money and would get it, but if it was too much, it would be suspicious, you know? So, like, I could get away with having double lunch sometimes, but if I tried to get double lunch all the time, my mom would have been like, why are you asking for so much money? So I got home from school. Really? Interesting. You guys had free, proper school meals? Who does that profit, Shiroy? The children? Why? They're not in the workforce. You got a fucked up look of things, man. I don't think you're thinking about shareholders near as much as you should be. Oh, you were talking about fresh cookies, Casey? Reminds me of high school had the best cookies in the cafeteria. Oh, shit. Back on Luke's getting the final song of Nausicaa vibes. I haven't seen Nausicaa in a while. That's a good one, though. I think. Yeah, what was the one I didn't like very much? Is it Earthsea, maybe? Is that the one that's made by, like, the director's son or whatever? Was it, Casey, were the cookies, was it, like, a specific brand of cookies that, like... We had a thing in high school called Deca that was, like, almost like a club, but it was, like, kind of like an entrepreneurial thing. And one of the things Deca did in my school was they, like, would bake these cookies and sell them in the lunchroom, and it was like they were learning to run a business. They were French made by the lunch ladies? What? Yeah, we didn't have no fresh fucking cookies. I would have been all over that shit, once again, because of the aforementioned fatness. I shipped the cookie dough and baked them in the morning. Totally forgot about Deca. You had Deca too, Dr. Squirrels? Let's go. One in the chat if anybody here did Dare, by the way. Let me see some ones in the chat if you did Dare and learned jack shit about avoiding drugs. No! Your journalism teacher made cookies? The Deca cookies were good. The ones that they stole in, like, the little shop thing. At the Deca store. 2? Oh, man, I got no ones in the chat. That sucks. Maybe we're just gonna end stream, chat. Ah! Grab us Hershey's? Ooh, if there are any left. During PE, I'd way too often say I needed the bathroom and instead go to my blazer pockets and steal people's money, then use that to buy my lunches. Oh no, Mira! I'm sorry you had to do that. I'm sorry that was your life situation, genuinely. That's really sad, you know? I'm sure you feel a lot of guilt about that, but ultimately, the system is failing if that's what you need to do to get your lunches, so... I'm sorry you went through that, genuinely. Store run by students and sold candy bars and shit. That's like what this was, Casey, basically. But they also had these fresh baked cookies that were they were the hot ticket item. God. We sneak under it now. My God, the sliding. Way more than I needed, so not too much sympathy, just a little? Okay, just a little sympathy then, Mira. You were definitely being a little bit of a hooligan too, but life puts you in that situation, you know what I mean? I don't think it's a crazy thing to be like, yeah, maybe kids shouldn't have to worry about paying for their fucking lunch at school. Hey, Lisa got me a Reese's. Or Leah! Literally just called Leah the wrong ass name. I was so excited about chocolate, chat. That's how fucked I am. Who's Lisa? It's literally our realtor. Her name is Lisa. And Leah's boss's boss. Who obviously I'm fucking. All right. God, that's tough. Yeah, I didn't really do any clubs or anything in high school, chat. I didn't even really do band. I was in the jazz improv band my senior year, but that was mostly just to have a class to fuck around with my buddies. Because the other people in jazz improv band were like 2 other members of my, like, my band. I could have pogoed the vertical saw, yeah, I was... I kept going to the right when I should have stalled. I love band in school. Were you a big band kid? A few of my friends were. A few of my friends were big band kids. Like, the drummer in my high school, like, metal band, he was huge-time marching band and indoor percussion. And that, like, sometimes would, like, conflict with our band stuff. Because he was, like, really serious into it. Did a lot of stuff about it. He was a very fucking good drummer, though. The chorus middle school? Oh, yeah, I did chorus senior year as well. Want to do field hockey? I didn't realize I liked girls, too. Did chess club, not for chess, but also to fuck around with my buddies. Yes. Gamers club? You guys at Gamers club? My ass got negative pussy in high school. How it goes. How it goes. You were a soprano, not an alto? Surprising. I was a tenor. Unsurprisingly. Board games and TTRPGs. That makes sense. My mom's a principal, and she says that she actually, well, not her current school. She worked at a middle school for a long time. Now she works in a elementary school for, like, her last few years before retirement. Fuck. But I know they had a D&D club at her middle school. Dude, I always loved going to my mom's school. You know how much of a legend you are if you're the principal's kid? You're the principal's son? You're a legend. You're a legend. You walk by and people are like... You know? Ah! Yeah, I didn't really do any school clubs. That's pretty much, like, I tried band in 4th and 5th grade. Didn't really do any school clubs. I was really into my high school metal band. We practiced 3 times a week. We were playing a lot of shows and stuff. God, that was, like, my thing. Blender had a crush on her. He didn't really have a crush on her so much as he was the first one to, like, very vocally be like, you know, I think your mom is good looking. And perhaps he wasn't so respectful with his phrasing. Principal's kid at my school was an ass and got his ass beat on a monthly basis because he did something to someone. Oh, damn. Well, I didn't go to this school, to be clear. And this is more like, I was like, the times I remember going to my mom's school and being afforded this treatment, I was like, you know, 19, 20. Going into a middle school, being like, oh, that's the principal's son. Not like the kids and stuff as much as the, all the people that work there, but the kids as well, for sure. I also DJ'd my mom's middle school dances a few times. Which was not very fun. But okay, yeah, with Connor, with my good buddy Connor. We DJ'd a few middle school dances, and by DJ'd, I mean, you know, we brought, like, a PA and big speakers and everything, and then we just plugged Spotify in on a laptop. And that was decent. We DJ'd some school dances. We DJ'd weddings. This was just a side thing in addition to the cover band we did in high school, because, like, it was sort of like we had the equipment, and at some point someone asked us, like, hey, we see you have these big speakers. Could you come do this? We were like, yeah, and then we did it once, you know, and then someone else asked you to do it and whatever. Phantom scratching the tracks. Yeah, not even trying that at all. Barely even MCing for some of these. But yeah, to get me back to my slightly weird point of needing validation from middle schoolers, I remember at one of these school dances, there was like this gaggle of 8th grade girls who were clearly like the popular girls, you know? They were clearly like the popular girl clique, and they wanted their request to skip ahead in the queue, and they were like batting their eyelashes and shit at me, and I'm like a 20-year-old dude at this point, and I'm looking at these 13-year-old girls who rejected me back when I was in school with them, and I was like, sorry, we don't change the order of the request for anybody. Sorry. Nothing I can do about it. That's official business. Sorry. Back of the line. Revenge is sweet. You thought I was nobody? Looks like I'm somebody now, huh? would have skipped their request. Hey, we'll catch you later, Grady. Is the crunchy your name from saltiness? No, but that checks out a little bit. There's some salt. There's some salt here, chat. Yeah, I guess I was just told you look like a Crunchpuff. That's where the name comes from, so I don't really know what the full implication was, and I never inquired further. The person who dubbed me, it's not dead. I guess I could ask them. I was like, that's not Grady, bro. That'd be an interesting conversation. He did at one point. He liked one of my TikToks, and I was like, oh, he probably sees that I use that name. He might not even remember that he came up with it, to be completely honest. That was it, too. That was a good one. I actually do like this strat of skipping the first one. I think it makes this more consistent. You're always crunching on something or puffing on something? I guess that's true. But yeah, when I received the name, I was not puffing on stuff. That this might have been, meeting this dude might have been before I even had my first drink. I remember having my first drink in my basement. My brother had a party when my parents were out of town for like the weekend. It was incredibly stereotypical in that way. But I remember, yeah, they made me a Jack and Coke. And it was very much so like I was a bit of, you know, an attraction at the party. It was like they were all, you know, they were 18 and drinking, and I was 14 and drinking or whatever. Maybe 13, something like that. And they were like, ha ha, look at this noob. But yeah, I had like a Jack and Coke, and I was like, I don't feel anything. And then they like made me another one or whatever. And then I remember it was like, I tried to like go up the stairs, and I just like fell flat on my face and like couldn't do it. I always want to be gifted a name, be happy. That's true. They're playing and not dying all the time. G-Roy. This is very difficult. This is very difficult. I fully encourage you to give it a go. We do have to wrap stream soon, though, so maybe I dial a little bit at the very end here. I'm not sure dial would help that much. All right, hold on. Lock in. We're gonna go probably like 10 minutes more and then wrap for the night, so. Lock in. Take another rip off the peace pipe. Played all the Mega Man. Still do play the X series almost every year. I might be cracked. You might. This is a fun game, Shiro. Genuinely, I recommend it outside of that challenge. Very, very fun game. All right. This is the last room of the path part. Oh, so we are close. What do you mean about the path part, though? Pause for 2 minutes? Okay, we'll pause for 2 minutes. Or actually, let's throw this attempt. And then let's pause. Everybody get your bets in. There's still suffering to come. Yeah, is there just going to be, like, combat or something? Same issue with this game happens in Noida, though, where a specific charm spell makes it so much easier. Am I missing something? Get your bets in, by the way, but am I missing something big, squirrels? Hive Blood helps here. Maybe Dash Master would be better? We're way too far from the bench now, to be real. There's a pain part. That probably means it's combat, right? Doesn't sound good. Pain is all the repetition. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Bonodera? How long you been here? Not that. I feel like we did it maybe like 45 minutes before, and we've been here about 2 hours today. But with lots of yapping and stuff. It hasn't been too crazy, honestly. Okay, with certain things, you're just so unlikely to find your own without looking it up. That's true. And there is stuff like that in this. Like, in this game, chat was very much so clearly not going to let me miss this. Is it possible to pogo on the sideways moving saw blades without dying? It is, on the sideways moving ones. You can pogo on those while they're moving. I just got to land on that last one. All right, 10 seconds. I'm going to take one more rip. Get your votes in, everybody. You can do it. Look at that belief. For the believers, I'm going to lock in, chat. Commentary is going to get boring here. We're going to just try to game. That's one attempt. Imagine if we lost it. Man, the timing is deceptively kind of tough on that. That's two. That's three. Throw, because no, I'm not throwing. I would love to beat this. I would love to beat this so much. It is fun. I enjoy this type of gameplay, genuinely. It's very fun, but I would love to beat this. That's four. That's five. That sucks, but I guess we got hit. That has to count. Six. Oh my god. It's so hard. It's just so tight, chat. It is the tightest of buttholes. That's seven. You like Workaholics? I've watched a bit of it. I haven't watched a ton of it. My friends watched a lot of it, though. So if Tight Butthole is a Workaholics thing, that might be... I just picked it up through my friends. What if you time it on the initial spikes? You mean like when to fire? That was 8, by the way, right? Pet Gizmo for good luck. That's too low. I can't hear them from here. Why? 9. And I do like from jumping from back here. In general, I think it's been net positive. That's 10. I'm sorry, pay the debtors. And Mira can't even pay. I gotta pay. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's hard. It's really hard. Let me lock. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going undeterred. The attempts are short. I mean, you know, 10 attempts goes real quick doing something like this. Imagine if this had a Souls run, that would be insane. I mean, the fact that they gave us a full heal here means they know this room is ass. You know? They're like, look, you can heal up to full at the start of every attempt. We know, we get it. It's called the Path of Pain. I just regular attacked it. I'm getting pretty consistent at this, at least. Like finding free healing items in Yakuza. Yeah, Souls games do that a lot too, Casey. If you're like about to walk up like a big staircase and you find like 6 healing potions and an antidote on the way up, you got a poison boss ahead of you. You know? Fuck. They ate a giant cookie with what's left of the cookie dough. I've done that before, Deegan. It is fun. At least in my personal experience, it's never come out as good as I've wanted it to. Shouldn't have gone for rush there. Just go one at a time, get the timing down in the lizard brain. Let it soak into the absent wrinkles. I knew we were going to hit it on that one. I should have bailed. I saw that the angle was wrong, man. That was 6% and we needed 5%. You know what I'm saying? That one was clean, though. That was textbook Parcheesi. Oh, man. Yeah. Sucks. In Yakuza, if you get a healing item, you're in for like a 4 health bar boss fight with hella quick time events. Yakuza games interest me. They do. I just feel like their cutscene focus would not be my jam. Nice hair, thank you. Man. I felt like that was a good one, right, Chad? That was a genuinely good one. Not Bird, I was close to getting a PB and then I didn't. Very, very regular stuff around here. Run-of-the-mill, Crunchpuff stream type fare. It was. That's why the crash up was so relatable. Yeah. Every now and then, you gotta just let it go, right? Oh, shit. Hey, let's go. We have got... Oh, we got a bunch of stuff here. Okay, we have... So, Night Penguin, this is a wreck, and it is specifically a part of Dwarf Fortress, maybe it seems like? Let me get it on the tracker. Hold on. Slaves to Armok, God of Blood, Chapter 2, Dwarf Fortress, specifically the classic version that is free to play on the Bay 12 Games website. Alright, it's on there. I'm putting literally just all of that information in the rec. From Night Penguin, 78. Is that just... Are we playing fucking Dwarf Fortress? Yeah, because it's really fun, but it's definitely not a stream game. Yeah, because it's got like tons of minigames and lots of cutscenes and stuff, right? But the minigames like attract me, don't get me wrong. I fuck with a minigame. I love a minigame. You know how much I love UFO 50, and that's basically minigames the game. It's minigames made into big games, but still mini while in big. You know what I'm saying? Like Mini and Max in UFO 50. My water. I not had water this whole stream? I had water at one point in my life, chat. I swear. Alright, well, that explains why I'm losing. It's because I don't have my water. We're close enough to ending stream that we'll have to persevere without for now. Hi, Casey. Alright. I'll go get my fucking water. Yeah, she just said you probably meant to fill it and then forgot to bring it back, and that's exactly what happened. Fifi? Fifi, you have to save your points for Deltarune, or else I'll never finish it. Don't redeem feet. Fifi, you have... All right, YouTube, Beefy redeemed feet. For the VODs, I'm going to cut the feet cam out. For the VODs, I'm going to cut the feet cam out, but everybody live, I'm sorry. This is what it is. All right, we're back. Feet have been shown. Like, keep the stink away. I don't have particularly smelly feet, chat. I'm going to be real with you. I'm happy to, you know, deprecate myself in many ways, but as far as the feet smell goes, my feet don't smell very much because I don't, you know, do any labor that would make them get like sweaty and smelly, and I just walk around barefoot in my house, like, you know, typing on spreadsheets and drinking coffee and being like, oh no, I'm swamped this week. Ugh. You know, I don't actually do anything. My feet don't stink, no. My feet don't stink and my hands are soft as a baby's bottom. Anyways, by the hundreds, the big reset, as they say. God damn it. Fuck. Alright, let's give this another handful and then we gotta wrap, chat. It's already after 10 p.m. I wonder if I exit here, if I'll log back in right here. Anyone know? Actual backseat question for Hollow Knight? I feel like you come back at a bench. Too high? Oh, good. I mean, was the middle? Okay, I see. Yeah. We can do this. That was literally just a misclick. I'm just bad. I panicked and pushed in the wrong direction. It happens sometimes, chat. It is what it is. You just gotta keep on trucking. Fucks that up. Take a mulligan. Take a mulligan. Take a hot mulligan. Gizmo Cam is empowering you, genuinely. I just needed a second to mentally reset. And look at my amazing, perfect, darling child, Gizmo. Unfortunately, we also had to show you all my feet. Which, once again, we gotta keep a tally for how many times that's been pulled. She is still cleaning herself, by the way, because I covered her in the stink of my fucking big-time leg grippers. Cats actually kind of like stinky stuff, though. One's misfortune is another's fortune or whatever. Like, cats are like the weird kind of little gremlins that will, like, go into your dirty laundry and, like, roll around in it. They, like stinky stuff. They're kind of weird like that. They'll, like, stick their face in a shoe. Cats are weird little fucking freaks, basically, chat, is what I'm saying. And they need to be protected at all costs. They're so cute. Accumulate a lot of chat points with Oat Modi feet reveal. I don't accumulate anything with these points. Let's make it clear. I don't get anything when Beefy gives me 42,000 points. Although, of course, I'm grateful that Beefy has been here and accumulated those points. Serendipitous grippers. Modi here? Alright, I'm gonna keep doing attempts. You show the Modi's beans. My God. Beans on full display. Baked beans. Yeah, he needs the drugs, chat, for his spicy pee hole. He is perfect. You're looking for your shoes for any reason? The answer was always under the cat. Yeah, they like them. They like stinky stuff. I wonder how long they took fine-tuning this to be so perfectly difficult. Because a lot of these timings are just so that they're, like, hard to react to. That's too low. I backed out, chat, and I think it was wise to do it. I think... Sleeping if you need me, so don't need me? Alright, goodbye, Beefy. Good sleeps. I hope that your sleep is full of sleep. They probably made it intentionally too far to reach. They moved it ever closer incrementally till it was possible. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, huh? That was it. That was the middle bounce that I think Mira wanted me to hit. Cobean's Dole, just a suggestion. Is that one? Is that a dull? I wish. We need to stop, chat. Honestly, I wish I was doing worse so that I could feel better about stopping, but I feel like, you know, I'm gonna get it on like one of these next attempts. You're allowed to keep going. I know, but I do want to stop. I want to eat dinner and stuff, and I would like to, like, have time to, like, chill and watch a movie or something, you know? I need a dole that makes you guess the species of someone's persona. You'd be good at that? If I had a persona, what would it be, Casey? Hunter's watching speedruns. He's vibing? He gaming? He must be gaming. I would be a gopher. Not ideal, but I see it. I would have preferred something sicker like a dragon, but you know, what are you gonna do? You know? Like a dragon or a terror wolf? Know what a joke? Oh, I know. I know. I know. But unfortunately, the dragon lover kid in me could not pass up the opportunity to be like, but why not a dragon? I'm kind of lizard because you like Argonians. You do. Leah's got light, scaly connotations. Remember earlier in the stream I said she had a bird growing up? Coincidence? I think not. How would you describe a bird's feet? A bird's feet? You're not horny enough to be a dragon? Are dragons specifically horny? I'm not into personas at all, but if I was, I'd 100% be a wombat. Interesting choice. How come, Shiroy? The Rick and Morty episode, Slut Dragon! Slut Dragon! Giant golden crowned flying fox. Thank you, Mira. I know the episode you're talking about, Dr. Squirrels, and I'm not even the biggest Rick and Morty maxer, I'm gonna be real with you. The spike timing was mean. I'm not the biggest Rick and Morty enjoyer. I do remember thinking the slut dragon thing was funny. You see that recovery, Chad? Mythic, just like ours. Oh, Mira, you're too kind. Wombats are chill unless they're trying to kill predators by smashing their smashing them with their armored asses. Wombats have armored asses? That's so hard. That's our hella cool. All right, chat, it's 10:22. I'm giving myself till 10:30. We have 8 minutes, and then we must stop. We have 8 minutes, and then we must stop. A bat would be fitting for my vampire ass. Mira called me Crampire earlier today, which I like. Not literal armor, but it's so tough they can crush skulls with them. That's sick. That's crazy. For Vamp Puff. Best part, they poop cubes. That I did know, actually. Not pellets or turd. Yeah, cubes. I did know that. That is crazy. That last part seems insane, chat. Yeah, what the fuck are you supposed to do? I think you gotta just go for it. I think you can't hesitate. That one is not allowing you to hesitate. You have to chase that saw that's going across and then jump off of it. I think, but I'm guessing that that's like the grand finale, hopefully. Yeah, you gotta dash under, jump, and then bounce on that saw to the left, and you can hesitate on that. But you have to go when that other saw goes. You can't just wait there. I think that's the situation. Wombat shit cubes and don't telegraph their emotions at all. Oh, yeah. I wish I had a quippy response to that, but I don't. Imagine that I did. It's life without a little imagination, chat. Why? Before ruin my life, I can't dodge those. It's hard, man, because you don't need to dodge them per se. You kind of need to use them. They are essential to you traveling. You flavored ice cream? One in the middle from the ceiling. You can pogo on the left side of it. Yeah, there was that thing coming down in the middle. We got to dash under it, and then there was a saw on like the left side, and we come up. And yeah, I think I can pogo on the side of it. That's at least that's my idea right now. We'll see. We only have 5 minutes left though, chat, and then we must wrap no matter what. Oh! Do it for ramen. I might make buffalo chicken after all, Leah. That's what my heart is screaming now. God damn it. So tight. Wombats defend themselves, diving headfirst into burrows. Heavily armored cartilage-filled rumps to block the entrance. You know what? Now that you say that, with them like filling up the entrance, I've 100% seen that on a nature doc before. Brush an attacker's skull against the burrow ceiling with a powerful backward thrust. That's crazy, man. They're so cute and metal at the same time. So Shiroi loves wombats. Shiroi would not have stood for it if Deegan had been coming after wombats as he did for pandas, perhaps. Why? My God, man. My high school physics teacher had an irrational fear and hatred of wombats. Weird. The, like, big high school physics teacher that everyone wanted in our school was very chill. He was very cool. Very much a cool kind of teacher. Oh, I almost saved it! The literal mad scientist? That's funny. Alright, chat, 2 minutes. Again. Could have waited. 4 years, he set off 3 fire alarms and dented the floor of his classroom twice. That's so funny. He singed the ceiling. We did have a science teacher like that, too. He put staples into his arm one day with just like a desk stapler because someone said he was crazy. Man, you're so close. Thank you, squirrels. I know, right? It feels like it's right there. We have 1 minute left, though. That's stupid. That was stupid. All right. Oh my God. Shit, it's 10:30. Last attempt. This is it. This is it. Let's get one more good one. If I die instantly here, that doesn't count. Let's get one real good attempt. Like, that doesn't count. We need to get out to, you know, the moving saws and stuff. Come on. Thank you, dear. Ended on a PB. Just, it was a PB, ended on a PB. It's okay. It's okay. Ended on a PB. It was good. It was good. That's hard. We'll get it next time, though. We'll get it next time. It was good, though. It was good. It was a PB. It's progress. We'll get it next time. Maybe it'll put us there. I don't think it will. I think it's going to put us back at the bench. But that was still whatever. We made good progress through the path of pain. Ugh. We figured out that whole room. We've got the execution. We're going to sleep on it. We're going to sleep on it. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all enjoyed watching. Thank you all for being here. That was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and wrap there. We'll be back on Friday. No, not Friday. Thursday with Hollow Knight. We'll do maybe more Path of Pain then. Maybe we'll do something else Forbidden Come Back. I kind of think I'll just do Path of Pain again, to be real. So, let's wrap there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. If you did and you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.